Hey Eufy fans, it's me Paul, admin of the world's largest independent Eufy dedicated Facebook group, Eufy Security Camera Owners. And today we're going to be looking at one of their smaller cameras, the S220 SoloCam, which apparently is tiny but mighty. We'll go through what the camera does and you'll see why they call it tiny but mighty. This essentially is a SoloCam, which means no home base required, and it's a 2K clarity camera. Okay, so in the box we get a wall mount which has to be screwed to either brickwork or woodwork, the fixing plugs and screws. You get a charging cable if you want to charge that indoors, which is USB type C, and you get the camera itself, which is a small brick, quite light, with a solar panel. So, as I mentioned, this camera is a SoloCam, which means it can be connected to either Wi-Fi or to a Eufy Homebase 3. If you can connect into Wi-Fi, you'll need a decent signal. Mine currently sits around 30 meters away from my router, so it is a pretty good signal. Doesn't lose connection, and it's quick reaction when you want to view live images or to view footage of captures that it's alerted you for. If you do connect it to a Homebase 3, you'll benefit from the storage on there. So the camera will store video on the Homebase 3. If you don't have the Homebase 3 and you're using Wi-Fi only, then it will store footage on board. And in there is an 8GB memory card. You can't take that out. The memory card is built in, but it's in there. So 8GB storage or Homebase 3, all the storage on there. As I mentioned, it is solar powered, so what they call forever power. So provided this gets 2 hours of sunlight a day, it's pretty much going to stay where it is on charge. Mine currently sits at around 95% with a lot of traffic going backwards and forwards. It is on the south side of the house and it does get more than 2 hours a day. So it is currently sat at a sort of level 90–95%. It has the new type of solar panel on top with the texture, and it's kind of matte. Now Eufy have had a range of cameras prior to this with a different textured solar panel which has suffered during weather changes and has started to sort of lift around the edge. Hopefully this new kind of panel has solved that. Time will tell. I've had one of these up for maybe 6 months already. And that seems fine. So, and I've seen the other ones peel. So compared to that, it does seem fine so far. Now this one kind of sits in between the S40 and the S330 solar cams. The S40 being slightly more expensive than this. Difference with that one, it has a floodlight on the front. The S30 being the next level above the S40. With a solar panel, floodlight and 4K footage. So this one is a 2K camera, no floodlight, and it does have a solar panel. Although it doesn't have a floodlight, it will still record at night time, and it records in black and white. You do lose a little bit of clarity if that's the case, but you will still be able to identify people if they're close enough to the camera. When you're mounting these things as well, just a tip, whether it's the S40 with the light or the S220 without the light, try and direct it away from things like walls and white structures. Reason being is in the IR mode, the black and white mode, that will bounce back and flood the image, and you won't be able to see anything beyond that the whiteness. So the white wall will be the most prominent thing. Everything behind that will be quite dark. So try and angle it away from anything where it can bounce back. It is Homebase 3 compatible, which means it benefits from a lot more storage than you would get inside the camera, and also benefits from the AI features. So that's facial recognition, pet recognition, car recognition, and so on. With regards to faces, it will identify the person and say, Paul's been spotted, or whoever's been spotted. And you do train these things to learn who people are. So it'll ask you, who's this person? Type in, that's Paul. Every time I walk in front of that camera, then for a while it'll say, was this Paul? Was this Paul? And sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. The further on you go in time, the more accurate it gets, and it will even start to recognise you from the way you walk. So you could walk in a way, it doesn't see your face, it will still say, is this Paul? And usually it is. So well worth pairing this with Homebase 3. It is an outdoor camera, so it is IP67 weather resistant. I've not had any problems with moisture getting into my cameras. I know people have. Majority of people tend to be okay with these, and I do think it is maybe extreme weather conditions that don't help, sort of heavy frosts and then hot weather in the summer. It is actually okay from -20 degrees Celsius up to 50 degrees Celsius. In the UK, anything from -5 to 30 is roughly what we get. I know in other countries, such as maybe Australia and some parts of the US, will experience a lot more difference between temperatures. So yeah, so the range is -20 to +50. The camera isn't a pan and tilt. There are some in the range where you can get ones that will turn around 360 degrees and up and down and look around. This one is fixed. Now it's fixed. It will give you 135 degrees of vision outwards, so kind of like that. For what I use it for, it is enough. One's trained on the drive, and it covers the drive and a little bit of the neighbour's drive. On the back garden, I also have one dedicated to being a wildlife cam, so that's screwed to a tree branch looking down at a bird table. If you can afford an extra one of these, then I would recommend maybe looking at doing one of these or any of the Eufy cams as a wildlife cam. You do capture a lot more in your garden than you think actually is in the garden. So I've seen animals that I didn't know existed, birds, etc. I knew birds existed, but certain types of birds. So yeah, quite useful for that. It will pick up small birds. You might want to turn the sensitivity down because you're going to be alerted every 5 minutes in the garden. There's going to be something in front of the camera, especially if there's food in front of there. But as the security camera goes, one on the drive, it will pick up people coming towards. These cameras prefer people going across as to how accurate the detection is. So if you've got a driveway and you're looking straight down, it may miss things. If you've got it slightly at an angle and people coming diagonally, then it will pick up more. And even better, if you can have it sideways and people walk across, then you would pick up, you know, the majority of movement. They also come with two-way audio, so speaker at the bottom there. So if you get an alert, say somebody's there and you're out, you can jump on the app, press the microphone and say, "Can I help you?" or "What are you doing?" You'll be able to hear them talking back as well. It is also Echo compatible or home smart device compatible, in that if you have a Echo device with a screen, you can ask Echo show me driveway or Echo show me back garden. 2 or 3 seconds later it will show a live image of what's on the camera. Now you can't talk to people via the Echo device on the live feed. You can only do that via the app. Still, if you need to look quickly in the garden, you can, you know, if you've not got your phone nearby, you can say Echo show me the back garden and it's there within a couple of seconds. So this camera kind of sits in between the S40 and the S330, and price wise it's the cheapest out of the three. So this one currently retails at about £109 UK, similar in euros and similar in dollars. The S40 with the light I think is currently 129, and the S330 you're probably looking 150 and above. If you are looking to buy one of these or any Eufy cam, then do jump on our Eufy Facebook group, Eufy Security Camera Owners. We have a range of dedicated discount codes on there specific to the group, and they are regional. So depending on where you are, if you're in the EU, US, UK, etc., pick your region and then the discount code will be there. Any discounts usually range from 15% up to 30%. So Eufy do look after the group members on there, and it's worth looking to see if you're going to buy, is it cheaper on there or is it cheaper elsewhere. So there will be a link in the description to the Facebook group. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Please comment in the comment section. I will try to answer every question asked. If I don't know the answer, I would recommend you go to our Facebook group, Eufy Security Camera Owners, join the group, put your question on the main feed, and there are over 33,000 people on there, all with a lot more knowledge than me on these things. I know quite a bit, but there are absolute experts on there. There will be more Eufy content up and coming, so I review old cameras, new cameras, I will do how-tos. If you're a Eufy fan and you like this kind of content, then please do subscribe to be notified of my next video. Please give me a like so that we can get our viewings up on YouTube. And yeah, any comments, let me know. Thank you.